Hello, you guys. I wanted to film today's video because I've just had the best week of my life since the past 2 months. I've been in a weird rut of feeling like I'm doing the same thing every single day, feeling like I'm not accomplishing anything, moving forward. I'm always expecting to do a lot in a day, and whenever I don't do it, I just blame myself. And I've had the best week of my life only because of a to-do list. And I've had a really insightful conversation with my friends this week about how a to-do list can literally change your life, or can literally ruin your confidence and your self-belief and how you perceive how well you did in a day, especially if you are the type of person to have so high expectations of yourself. And I've been always the girl with the to-do list. Like, if you ask my friends, all I do all day is make a to-do list, write down what I need to do. Okay, I need to do that, I need to do that. I love to have steps and stages of my life of I need to do this, I need to do that. And I think it's probably ingrained in how I was brought up. I think in my household it's always been, you need to go to school, you need to graduate, and then you get married, and then you have kids, and it's there's steps in life. And I think a lot of people have the same steps expected from them. Finish high school, finish college, and then find something you love, find something you want to do, dedicate so much time doing this, and then after that you graduate, and then after you can have that life, whatever you wanted to do. But then you have to finish that steps to feel accomplished with your life, or else you're just a failure. And I think that resonates with today's episode. This week I realized that I was setting myself up for failure by giving myself too much to do, and then whenever I wasn't doing all of the things that I had on my list, I would push it up for the next day and then feel bad about it and make myself feel bad about it, and then push it up to the next day, and then the next day I already had stuff to get done, but I didn't do the days before, and the days prior I didn't do what I wanted to do, so I'm pushing stuff away. And this week I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have a realistic list and just put down 3 or 4 stuff, and then have an extra space where I was like, okay, I'm writing down extra things that I wish I could do in my day, but if I don't do them, it's not gonna ruin my week or my mood. This week I didn't have this guilt spiral that I always have towards myself, because I feel like I'm the type of person who is so hard on myself, and I expect from myself so much that it's maybe to the borderline toxic behavior that I have towards myself. This week I forced myself to have 4 things that I want to do per day, and I would do them no matter what. And I did it every single day. I also think going to the gym, I haven't been to the gym in maybe 2 months, and I forced myself to go to the gym 3 times this week, because I'm such a people pleaser. Every time I would make a list of everything I want to do, someone would be like, oh my god, do you want to come with me and do this? And I'm the type of person who can never say no to stuff. And this week I said, no, I have this, no, I have to go there, no, I'm sorry, I have this. And I realized that putting this no boundary pushed me to actually achieve what I wanted to do, and I felt so accomplished. And maybe I didn't see most of my friends the whole week, I still accomplished everything that I wanted, and it boosted my confidence and my self-worth so much that I felt really good. This weekend I'm feeling so relieved of the week. I have no notes or negative comments for this week. honestly. Like, I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud that I've like pushed my boundaries and like put them and then set my boundaries up and be like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm gonna do it. And I went to the gym like 3 times, and I did every workout that I set myself during my schedule. Because I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people, when you do your to-do list, you get this dopamine of like, oh my god, I'm gonna achieve this, I'm gonna do this. Before you even do it, it's like getting praised for something you haven't achieved yet. And that was something crazy that I realized. So I signed myself up for a half marathon this summer, and before I did my marathon, no, this September I did my half. And before I did it, I would tell everyone that I'm signed up for this. And I was more excited about the fact that everyone was excited that I was going to do it, rather than the process of like getting ready for half. And I did not train really well. And the day of, I did my half and I did it, and like I finished it, but I wasn't at the top, like best performance I could have had, because I was so like excited about everyone praising me for it before I even actually did it. And then I forced myself to do it, and then I realized I could do hard things, and like I could push myself through limits of what I never thought I could before. I realized that my confidence and my self-worth this week, I realized that confidence isn't something you just like fake. I've heard like all my teenage years that confidence is like fake it until you make it. And I've never really understood why I couldn't feel confident. Like, I would fake it so hard, and then I never was able to truly be confident in my body, in myself, my self-esteem. But then I realized that being confident is knowing that whatever you say you're gonna do it no matter what. That you know that the small promises that you make for yourself, you keep them no matter what happens. And life could like derail, or something could happen, but you still keep the little promises that you have for yourself. And I think a to-do list is the best way for you to have those promises written down. I think keeping promises to yourself, it's better writing them down and like having them in front of you and just starting the day that way. I did have a conversation with my friend, and she was telling me how for her doing a to-do list was the hardest thing ever, because she would put so much down, and then she would get overwhelmed, and completely understand, and then she would get overwhelmed about not doing anything that day and like just doing 1 or 2 things. But then she realized that the best way for her to feel accomplished and confident in the promises that she kept was actually, whenever she would do something, she would write it down on a piece of paper, and at the end of the day she would look at everything she's done that day, and she would feel proud of herself, rather than have like the stress of a list and needing to fulfill that list. She was able to look at her day into a new light, because she saw everything that she's done. Even though she had a hard day, even though she had a bad day, she would look at whatever she's done that day and she would be proud of herself. Thank you guys so much for listening to my podcast of the day, because it was a really hectic one. It's the first one and nothing has to be perfect, but it was something that I had to do on my list today. And I think I said list more than any human in this planet. But that's fine, because it was the whole subject of the day. So I'm really happy that you guys watched the whole video until the end. If you did, put a little star emoji so I could see who actually stayed until the end. And I'll see you guys on my next video.